What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing Hot Takes 2. This time it's going to be Reddit edition, so I'm going to pull up. I was just looking around to see if Reddit had something about people with hot takes on fragrances, and there is a thread called Fragrances or Fragrance Hot Takes. So I decided to just grab a few comments from there, and at the end of the video, I'll give you one of my hot takes. So to begin with, I'll go ahead and go with this comment. It says, my hot take is nobody cares what you smell like. You can't buy female attention with expensive perfumes. It's a part of the whole picture. If you have a cool or crazy outfit and a perfume on that complements it, then it's really effective. People with ill-fitting, boring clothes, nervous body language, and some $500 old Aventus version, hoping it will get their chances up, are wasting their money. Then they have a reply that says, that's why I wear whatever I like, because I'm the one that has to smell it the most. Someone else replied, agreed, even as a fragrance enthusiast, I almost never notice people's smell unless I'm hugging them or we're in a car or other tight space. So, are they saying there's no panty droppers? Are you saying just because... This is insane. I thought if I wore Creed Aventus, I would melt every Pantene in a 50-mile radius. What a shame. Anyways, I do agree. A $500 fragrance, if you're not dressed for the occasion, yeah, you'll get a compliment, maybe that you smell nice, but you have to overspray, and people are probably not going to believe it's coming from you if you're not dressed apart. Second one we're going to go with is going to be the vast majority of male fragrance enthusiasts buy and collect fragrance based on some kind of perceived status and not the actual scent itself. And then someone replies with Chanel Women's Say Hello, or says hello. I do agree. I do believe that some men just buy the fragrance for the price tag and then just say that that fragrance is going to make them smell way better than they actually think they smell. What I could think of is, I haven't tried Roja fragrances or sampled them just because I'm afraid of actually liking them and feeling like I must have it, and spending $300-400 on a fragrance is just something I do not want to do right now. So I believe it's just the people with that type of money, maybe they don't even sample the scent, they just buy that scent. They say other people think it smells good, or enthusiasts know what it goes for in the community and how hyped they are in the community. So they just want the status of, or to be able to say that they own the fragrance, or I have this fragrance. But I'm one of those people that if I don't like the fragrance, I'm putting it up on Facebook Marketplace, in the Facebook groups, and I'm looking to get rid of it. There's no fragrance in my collection right now that I do not like. I like being in a situation where it's hard to pick a fragrance because I do like them all. That's what I like placing myself in. I know that some people have crazy big fragrance collections, over thousands of fragrances. I don't think I could ever get to that point, just because if I don't like a fragrance, or if I know I'm not going to reach for it too much, I give it the X. It's out. I'm looking to sell it or trade it for something I hopefully would want to wear more often. And it's just in that decision making of how hard it is to pick a scent for the day. So this next comment says the super niche fragrance enthusiast resembles IPA culture. Wearing some obscure shitty oud doesn't make you better than the Michelob Ultra drinkers. I have plenty of niche. I'm talking about guys claiming to rock the worst offerings from zoologists and such. And they have a reply that says, this actually gave me probably my only hot take. Claiming to rock horrible shit like T-Rex or Secretions, Magnifiques on the daily, or for dominance, or whatever is corny, and it makes you smell terrible, hilarious irony or not. I think I'm not sure how I feel about that comment. Just because I feel like some people do actually like the fragrance. Maybe they have a big collection. They want something that stands out. But there's also the respect of, if you're wearing that to the office, that's a pretty tough look. But let's say you're just out and about and that's just a fragrance you wanted to wear for the day. I mean, and you really do like niche fragrances like that, and maybe you have a big collection and just are tired of the same repetitive stuff. I don't see why someone can't wear the shittiest offering from Zoologist if they enjoy it. So I don't think I agree with that one. Let me know what you guys think. I kind of see what they're saying, but at the same time, if it's bad on their taste, like let's say I don't like it, doesn't mean you don't like it. Or if I don't think it smells good at all, doesn't mean you can't wear it. But yeah, I mean, wear whatever you want. Next one is going to be, I guess my one is that generally expensive summertime fragrances straight up aren't worth it. I'm not really a huge one for needing constant beast mode performance or any of the other buzzwords, but I do look down pretty heavily on expensive fragrances that don't have good longevity, sillage, what have you. This scans especially true for expensive summertime fragrances, to the point that the vast majority of my hot weather fragrances are under 100 euros. Something like Penhaligon's Juniper Sling is wonderful to smell, but I'm not shelling out the money required to smell that good for 3 hours before it's practically gone. Also a smaller one for fun. The opening of a fragrance barely matters. You could put the worst opening on a fragrance I love and I'd still wear it, because the first few minutes of something that lasts hours is barely relevant to me. Someone replied with, I agree. I think it's outrageous when a $400 fragrance is gone in 3 hours. I expect bang for buck. I don't love a rough opening, but it can lead to being pleasantly surprised once it settles down, and I don't consider it a deal breaker. So, this guy has a lot to say. So, with summertime fragrances, if it doesn't last, you could always respray or you could overspray. But if in this situation, hot take for sure. But I believe if you don't feel like it's worth the money, then you don't buy the fragrance. It seems like that's what he has done, since he's not spending over 100 for his summertime fragrances. I honestly, if I like the scent, I'll buy the scent. I don't care how long it lasts. If you guys saw one of my previous videos, one of my first fragrances was the one EDT. So 3-4 hours, that's the most I'm getting, and it's over. And that's been since the beginning, so I'm not too worried about a fragrance not lasting long at all. I definitely would use it for the situation. If I know I'm going to be out all day, obviously I'm not going to use a fragrance that's only going to last me 4 hours. I'll wear something that makes sense to wear. They're seeing it as, I just believe they probably can't really afford, they want bang for their buck. So not afford, but it's a big purchase when they make a $400 purchase, and they want that purchase to be a really good purchase just because it wasn't easy money to spend on a fragrance. So yeah, I mean, $400 freshies is not a thing for Nick TM. The one with the opening, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea if the opening of a scent matters for later on in the scent, but there's also the openings that do last a little bit longer. So sometimes I do care somewhat of what an opening smells like. If it's one of those openings that maybe lasts like the first 30 minutes and I just can't stand it, I might not reach for it too often. But if it's one of those that's, dries down in like 5 minutes, then why not? Put whatever you want in front of it. I guess that's what he's saying. But each fragrance is different. He's kind of just generalizing everything. But that's a hot take. So, next one. Alright. Alright, so this is going to be by Lovalu. A lot of niche fragrances are overpriced dupes of classics or other more famous designer niche fragrances. I get so sick of trying out a niche house and finding out that 4 to 5 of the samples in the set are literally a higher quality alternative to the iconic X perfume from 30 years ago. Seriously, delve into the classics before you go hardcore into niche. You could potentially save yourself a lot of money. Someone replied with, some of this is because a lot of those iconic perfumes got reformulated into their own cheap clones and now sell for $20 at TJ Maxx. Those niche designers probably missed the classic and want others to enjoy it the way they once did. I think it goes the other way. I think, so, you know, for example, Aventus was the first Aventus. Then they went ahead and how many fragrances came out afterwards that smelled like Aventus? So, you know, the Mont Blanc or whatever that is, Club de Nuit wouldn't have probably been as popular. So it probably goes more the other way than what she's describing. I believe it goes from the niche house possibly, and then it just trickles down to having a, you know, the clones and the designer brands cloning the more expensive fragrance. But yeah, it seems like my camera's gonna overheat, so I'll go ahead and give you my hot takes. So my hot takes is, or my only hot take, designer fragrances are smelling too much alike. 1 Million Elixir. I have Zara Most Wanted Parfum, or Intense, whatever it is. And I have Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne. Obviously, same company. This is way too similar to each other. These are also way too similar to each other. That is my hot take. Designers, I hope 2024, this year, stop making the same fragrance with a different name on it. Even though I do enjoy the scent anyways, as you can see, I still have it. I haven't traded it. There's like a slight change. It's like each designer fragrance could be a flanker from one another. But that's all I got for you guys. My camera's probably gonna overheat. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know. I actually want to hear your hot takes, so please leave your hot takes down in the comments. I'll probably do a video on the hot takes in the comments for the hot takes number 3. So hopefully shoot for next week if I have a few comments. If not, I'll wait around until I get more comments. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. If you guys like the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and have a good one, guys.